Over 1,000 bikers rode into Palm Springs, California for the Mongols Motorcycle Club's annual national run. Black leather vests, Mongol warrior patches, and roaring motorcycles filled the streets, but they weren't alone. Helicopters hovered overhead, drones tracked every movement, and hundreds of law enforcement officers from multiple agencies surrounded the city. By Monday morning, police reported 22 arrests and 9 firearms seized. This wasn't just a motorcycle gathering. It was one of the largest surveillance operations of the year. On Friday, October 3, 2025, Palm Springs Police Chief Andrew Mills announced on social media that the Mongols Motorcycle Club was descending on his city. His message was clear: law enforcement would not stand down. "Mongols roll deep, we roll deeper," he wrote, sharing a photo of a briefing room packed with officers. The department issued a public alert, warning residents about heavy police activity throughout the weekend. The Mongols had booked Hotel Zoe in downtown Palm Springs as their main headquarters, with overflow at nearby hotels. About 1,000 members from across the United States arrived for their national business meeting, known among members as Church, where they elect leaders and handle club affairs. This was not the first time Palm Springs hosted the Mongols. The club has held gatherings in the city for over 15 years. While the Mongols notify police in advance, Chief Mills adopted a tougher stance, calling the club an outlaw motorcycle gang with a history of violence and criminal activity. Within hours of their arrival, police had already seized 3 guns and various contraband items. The operation involved more than local police. The Riverside County Sheriff's Department, California Highway Patrol, and Riverside County District Attorney's Office joined forces with police departments from surrounding cities. Helicopters and drones patrolled the skies, monitoring activity throughout the weekend. To understand the scale of the operation, it's important to understand who the Mongols are. Founded on December 5, 1969 in Montebello, California, the Mongols Motorcycle Club began with 10 Vietnam War veterans seeking brotherhood and belonging. Denied entry into the Hells Angels due to race, the primarily Hispanic group formed their own club, naming themselves after Genghis Khan's Mongol Empire to symbolize strength and defiance. By 1974, the Mongols had declared themselves an outlaw motorcycle club, rejecting law enforcement authority and recruiting from California prisons. Within a decade, they had chapters across Southern California, including Los Angeles, Long Beach, San Diego, and Bakersfield. The U.S. Department of Justice classifies the Mongols as an organized crime group, citing involvement in violent crime, weapons trafficking, drug distribution, and murder. The club has roughly 2,000 members worldwide, with chapters in North America, Europe, and Asia. The Mongols' logo depicts a cartoon Mongol warrior riding a motorcycle. According to law enforcement, specific patches worn by members carry symbolic meanings, some allegedly signifying acts of violence or killings committed on behalf of the club. Their mottos, "Live Mongol, Die Mongol," and "Mongols Forever, Forever Mongols," reflect lifelong loyalty to the organization. The Mongols' violent history explains why Palm Springs police took no chances. The club's long-standing feud with the Hells Angels began in 1977 and has led to decades of deadly clashes over control of drug trafficking territories. Numerous members have been convicted in federal racketeering cases involving murder, kidnapping, and drug distribution. Notable incidents include the 2008 federal operation known as Black Rain, where undercover ATF agents infiltrated the club for over a year, resulting in 80 arrests. In 2019, a federal jury found the Mongol nation guilty of racketeering, though attempts to seize their trademarked logo were later overturned. In July 2025, the FBI's Operation Mongolian Beef led to 28 arrests following a violent biker brawl in Florida. The Mongols' ties to Mexican cartels and California prison gangs continue to make them a high-priority target for law enforcement nationwide. Back in Palm Springs, police maintained constant surveillance throughout the weekend. Officers conducted frequent traffic stops, enforcing laws and checking for weapons. Approximately 150 citations were issued during the three-day event. Residents reported hearing motorcycles revving late into the night, while helicopters circled above. Despite the tension, the weekend remained relatively calm. No major fights, no shootings, and no mass disturbances. The overwhelming police presence appeared to deter violence. By Sunday afternoon, as the national run concluded, hundreds of Mongols began leaving town. Police completed final sweeps of the area and released the results on Monday. 22 arrests, 9 firearms seized, and multiple contraband items recovered. Chief Mills praised the coordinated effort, stating, "When outlaw motorcycle gangs descend on a city while armed illegally, the potential for violence is real. Our officers set the tone for what is acceptable in Palm Springs. While many groups visit Palm Springs peacefully," Mills noted, "the Mongols are the exception." The operation was costly. Hundreds of officers worked overtime, and aerial surveillance alone added significant expense. But law enforcement considered it necessary to ensure public safety. The Mongols insist they are a legitimate motorcycle club with a right to gather. Their leadership claims the club has reformed and no longer tolerates criminal activity. The Department of Justice, however, continues to label them a violent criminal organization. As Palm Springs prepares for future gatherings, one thing is clear. Every time the Mongols roll into town, law enforcement will be ready. "Mongols roll deep," Chief Mills said. "We roll deeper."